It's my 2-year-old daughter's favorite movie. She's obsessed with it. She's the green Gargantua, and my other son is the brown one, and she loves being the bad green Gargantua. I mean, she's obsessed with it, and as I was. And I grew up watching Japanese science fiction movies, and I particularly, unlike most, hardcore film people, I love dubbed movies. There's a language. That's why I kind of liked Ed Wood movies. They're kind of like dubbed movies. There's something about the language and the translation that just fits into the movie. It's like a weird poetry, and I've always much prefer the dubbed versions to the original language versions. Because also I wouldn't want to see subtitles because it would ruin the imagery, and there's a beauty about them too. I've always been, some of the Japanese designs and their characters. There's just a real kind of human quality to these things, which I love. And I've always had a real, fondness for Japanese culture and like these movies. Ishiro Honda, who directed a lot of those Japanese movies, those had kind of a heart to them in a weird way that I really, really liked.
Yeah, because there's some really moving bits where the green Gargantua gets attacked with laser beams, because why wouldn't you? And the brown one actually comes and saves the green one and drags it away, and it's really moving.
Well, there's also something too with the way these two fight in the city in this kind of like monster smackdown, where it's like buildings are going, but it's kind of a struggle between two Gargantuas. There's an emotional story to it that's quite strong. And they always had there's something quite endearing in these movies. They always had a washed-up American actor thrown into this mix. And they always look like they're drunk or on drugs or something, and just kind of wandering through the movies. I always found quite endearing. Monsters were always the most soulful characters, usually because, I don't know if, that they were the main characters and misunderstood, and the actors were so bad that the monsters usually ended up being the emotional focal point. And so that's why I was always sort of fascinated why people thinking, well, why do you like those? Or the monster movies, they're scary, they're weird, and at each and every end of the movie, they always get killed, and so there's always sort of that kind of tragic Shakespearean kind of cathartic death that they have that I always found quite emotional too in most monster movies. I think anybody that feel like different to society would, I think, respond to the monster because that's how you feel. You feel like like say Frankenstein, you relate to him in, like the angry villagers are more like your neighbors, and your relatives and things like that. And so, it was always easy to identify with, Frankenstein, a creature from the Black Lagoon, or any of them, because they're sort of very melodramatic, life and death, and so it was quite cathartic to relate to those characters.